Well, you gotta die of something, right? So I might as well enjoy my life until then. Yes, exactly. They get it. We don't have to make the video. Life is about enjoying and taking care of yourself and being happy while you're alive. Wait, what? They think that enjoying themselves is like eating fried chicken and cake and shit? What? That doesn't make sense. Are they stupid? Seriously, I don't need healthy food so that I can live forever. In fact, I hope to be dead in 50 years so that I don't have to live through the mess that we're making right now. But I do want to enjoy the time that I have on this planet, and as someone who was chronically ill at a young age, I know how impossible it is to enjoy your life when you look and feel like shit. And hearing the graphic details of how my grandmother slowly died from colon cancer at age 48 really illustrated the difference between growing old with dignity and joy and being eaten from the inside out by cancer, or having your extremities slowly rot off and go blind from uncontrolled diabetes. So yes, everybody's gotta die of something. Let's review our choices, shall we? We'll start with society's top killers. Number 1 is heart disease. In the United States, in 2013, heart disease killed 611,105 people. This one isn't so bad because there's a 50% chance that you're just gonna drop dead from a heart attack as the first symptom that you have heart disease. Not to imply that it's not insanely painful, but at least it's faster than, say, slowly dying from cancer. The trouble starts to come when dropping dead isn't the first symptom. Then you'll be subjected to one of several incredibly expensive, risky, and painful procedures, like bypass surgery, where a surgeon uses a bone saw like this one to saw your sternum in half and then crack your ribs open, exposing your heart. Then they sew veins that have been harvested from your legs, because who needs an operable vascular system in their lower extremities anyway, onto your enlarged, fat-riddled heart so that it can maintain a blood supply, even though you refuse to stop eating bacon. Surgeons don't like to get hung up on this point too much, but there's a pretty significant chance that you're just gonna drop dead on the operating table. I don't know what your definition of extreme is, but this procedure definitely qualifies as more extreme than, say, eating vegetables. You'll also probably spend years suffering from angina, aka severe chest pain, which not only sucks because it's painful, but I also imagine that it must be a terribly emasculating condition to be diagnosed with. Number 2, cancer. In the United States in 2013, cancer killed 584,881 people. That's where it starts to get serious, because dying from cancer is unimaginably painful. Not only for you, but for everyone who loves you, because they have to watch you waste away, undergoing terribly painful and ineffective treatment, and finally just watch your body waste away as your organ systems are increasingly riddled with tumors. Many cancer patients end up begging their loved ones to kill them, just to stop the pain. And in an ironic twist, the chemo, radiation, and cancer itself often makes the taste and smell of your favorite foods intensely nauseating. Bacon, though! But we'll see how much you love bacon, though, when you're sucking on ice chips trying to keep your stomach from turning itself inside out. Cancer is kind of this vague, far-off idea that people have in their minds, but it's a real reality for a lot of people in this country, which is why it's so important to pay attention to the fact that a lot of well-structured, accurate studies consistently show that those with the lowest animal product consumption have the lowest risk of cancer mortality. Are vegans immune from death? No, of course not, because most of us were born and raised eating very different diets than we do now, and we were all born into a world with high levels of carcinogen exposure. But evidence strongly suggests that a whole food plant-based diet is the best bet you have at neutralizing those carcinogens and avoiding death from cancer. So the number 3 killer is chronic lower respiratory disease, and in the United States in 2003 it killed 149,205 people, which is a huge drop from the first 2. This is largely caused from environmental factors like smoking, exposure to dust, breathing in fumes, and some genetic factors. So we're mostly gonna skip this one, because if you're stupid enough to still be smoking in this day and age, I really don't have time for you. Number 4, accidents. We'll skip that. Number 5, another fun one, strokes. In the United States in 2013, strokes killed 128,978 people. So one of the most significant risk factors for having a stroke is having high blood pressure. And high blood pressure is caused by inflexible arteries, arterial plaque, which is caused by high cholesterol, and high sodium intake. Luckily, with the right diet, all of these causes of high blood pressure can be reversed, oftentimes in just a matter of days. So maybe dying from a stroke really isn't that bad. The problem is living through one, because not having control of half of your body blows off. Not being able to speak, communicate, or interact with your loved ones also sucks. Drooling uncontrollably all over your favorite sweater while you're locked in a nursing home 24 hours a day is no way to enjoy your life. But don't worry, there's a small chance that you might get one of the nice caregivers at the nursing home who might sneak a sprinkle of bacon bits onto your daily servings of bland mush. And number 6 is Alzheimer's disease. In the United States in 2013, Alzheimer's killed 84,767 people. I mean, do I need to explain to you how much Alzheimer's disease sucks? Forgetting your entire life, slipping into a caged existence of paranoia and fear, reaching the point where you can't use the bathroom or the shower by yourself, not to mention what your loved ones have to go through. But there is a very interesting aspect of this disease. Because not too long ago, a study found that upwards of 13% of Alzheimer's deaths weren't actually caused by Alzheimer's. Those deaths were caused by something much more concerning, Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. It's the human form of bovine spongiform encephalopathy, aka mad cow. That means that somewhere in the neighborhood of 11,020 people per year were walking around in the general population for about 30 years with a contagious, incurable pathogen called a prion. Now, prions are special because they're not killed by modern forms of sterilization. It also takes about 30 years for a human to express symptoms. But that study was done in 2005, which was 10 years ago. I would be really interested to see the numbers now, and I would be really interested to see the numbers 30 years after the most recent mad cow outbreak in the United States, which is probably still happening since mad cow is asymptomatic in cows until the age of at least 6, and all of the cows that we eat in the United States are dead well before the age of 4, at the very latest. And there hasn't been a whole shit ton of studies about prions, so scientists aren't even confident on how they're transmitted. There might even be a chance that they could be transmitted through milk. Lucky, pasteurization doesn't kill a prion. If you're curious about this, I highly suggest reading Mad Cowboy by ex-cattle rancher Howard Lyman, because there are a lot of unanswered questions about CJD as well as Alzheimer's. But you guessed it, plenty of cohort studies have found that those with the highest fruit and vegetable consumption have the lowest risk of Alzheimer's. Diabetes! In the United States in 2013, diabetes claimed 75,578 lives. Living with diabetes, frankly, sucks. Dying from diabetes sucks even more. But I mean, it isn't really like the diabetes that kills you, it's the other stuff like cardiovascular disease, stroke, kidney disease, because diabetes pretty much just ruins everything in your body, from your fingertips to your feet to your legs to your kidneys. But on the way to one of those fun endpoints, you'll likely be one of the 12 to 24,000 people who lose their sight annually due to diabetes, or you could be one of the lucky 82,000 people who will lose a limb every year due to the nerve damage caused by diabetes. This disease is crippling and very frightening, but it can also be very effectively controlled. Even type 1 diabetes can be controlled really effectively through diet, and it'll reduce the amount of insulin that you require on a daily basis. And in most cases, type 2 diabetes can be flat out reversed through diet, often in a matter of days or weeks. But don't take my word for it. Talk to these doctors. In the interest of time, I'm just going to stop here and note that iatrogenic deaths were not on the government list that I used. Iatrogenic death means death by a doctor who made a mistake or a drug that was prescribed correctly. And I've seen that tallied anywhere from 100,000 to well over 1 million deaths annually caused by doctor error or drug reaction. And as far as I've heard, it's usually placed as the third leading cause of death in the United States. But at least it's probably like fast and pretty unexpected. So as we can see, dying from diseases that are largely caused by lifestyle choices isn't a pleasant way to enjoy your life, nor are the myriad other effects of living with chronic inflammation or excess weight, like joint pain, immobility, chronic fatigue, headaches, indigestion, impotence, sleep apnea, clinical depression, and generalized body pain. Yeah, so I can totally tell that that bacon glazed donut is really succeeding in optimizing your life's enjoyment. Sleepy Puppy and I call bullshit.
Bullshit, you guys. Bullshit.
So it's time to actually enjoy your life and make some better choices for yourself. Let's just get real about how we want to live and die, shall we? I want to die when I'm old. I just want to fall asleep and I don't want to wake up. Or get hit by a bus or something.
Food doesn't make your life worth living.
You're really out.
Let me go sleep, Mom.
You don't want to die from cancer. Diabetes sucks.
I get diabetes. You say? Yeah, no diabetes. Fuck diabetes.